This is Norman Graham. We're here from on the spot here.
Hey,
we got
Norman,
our Senator John Sampson from the 19th Senatorial District. He's the leader of the State Senate of New York State. Senator, we had a rough week here with the expulsion of one of your members. Can you elaborate on that?
Well, basically, it was a very unfortunate situation in which a vote came to the floor to expel one of our colleagues and a good friend of mine, Senator Hiram Montserrat. At this point in time, the issue is in the courts, and we have to wait the determination from the judiciary.
Okay, one of the big issues I've been trying to deal with since we've been down here this year is the stimulus fund. What is the Senate doing, State Senate doing, to ensure that people of color is going to be a part of getting this stimulus fund?
Well, Craig Johnson, who's the chairperson of our investigations, is doing a hearing on the stimulus money. One, to see how much money we actually received. Two, how much money was actually spent. Three, where was the money being spent. And four, what groups, if any, received monies. And five, how did they actually spend these dollars? Because to date, I don't know any project that stimulus money has been used to create jobs.
Okay.
It doesn't mean that there hasn't been any, but I would like a list of that so we can go to our constituents in the state and let them know this is what has happened with the money President Obama has sent us.
Okay, well, our studio is on Nostrand and Fulton. I represent the Nostrand Avenue merchants as well as the Fulton Street merchants. And when I talk to them about it, they're not even aware that that there's money available to help hire in the community and people of color.
Well, we have to make them aware. Second of all, we have to find out where the money is and whether the process that they need to engage in order to have that money trickle down to people on Nostrand and Fulton.
So when do you think we can get an answer to that on or about?
We're going to get an answer before the end of June.
The end of June?
Yes.
Okay. My next question is, can you tell us some of the key legislation that the Senate has proposed that can help our districts?
Well, there's a lot of things that we proposed. One was the Rockefeller drug reforms. We passed Leander's Law, which dealt with DWI. Another thing that we've created, we passed Power for Jobs, which we created another 250,000 jobs. Most of all, we passed green jobs. There's going to be close to 20, 30, 40,000 jobs, even more, that pay on the wages from $18 to $25 per hour. So these are the things that we want to make sure that they trickle down to our people. We're going to be doing a seminar on this and have people from, I think it's the laborers local, to come out to the communities and get those individuals to apply for these jobs, and most of all, get them into a union.
Okay, so what I'm looking for is, I've been asking a great deal of my politicians, can somebody tell us what's the green job and how can they get this employment?
Green jobs is the waves of the future. It's weatherization, being eco-friendly, conserving energy. This is what it's all about. Insulating your homes, putting us in a position where we are conserving energy and at the same time saving dollars, saving money, but also increasing the profitability in our own homes.
Okay, so if I wanted to call a job title and I wanted to tell my neighbor, I want you to go in and apply for this job here, what job would that be?
Well, the job they would be applying for, we're working through the laborers local, and basically what they would do, they would provide for a job that I think you would characterize as more as eco-friendly, to dealing with weatherization. I don't know the exact job title, but that's something that can be worked out. But most of all, I think the number of jobs that are going to be created is what people are concerned about.
Okay, can you tell us one other question, or can you tell us, I know you said you had to go, some of the accomplishments you had in your district, and we'll move over a little bit here. Tell us some of the accomplishments you had in your district, bringing funds available. What we're trying to let our community know is there's a great deal of funds, and this is your title, and this is what y'all do in the state senate as well as in assembly, delivering funds to the district. Can you explain that?
Well, one thing that I've done is I invested about $4 million in the New York City Housing Authority to bring in cameras. Invested about another $1.5 million in a River Rocks project to build assisted living senior homes to our community. Also provided numerous funds to local groups to provide everything from sports activities to after schools. Just a tremendous also invested money in the local development corporations so we can retrain and educate people in our district so they can be ready for, one, the green jobs issue, two, technology. You know, technology is advancing and increasing. You know, I just came back from China and it's amazing. China is, as they say, a developing nation, but on every other block you see a crane. We need to replicate some of that here, not only throughout the state, but in my district, and this is what we're doing. I'm investing money in my district and building an infrastructure so we can be prepared. We have the project, the Gateway 2 going up, which is going to be a considerable number of jobs, homes, and commercial businesses and enterprises coming over there.
How would the community find out where they could go out and put applications in for these jobs that's coming up?
Community can call my office, 718-649-7653, and we will direct you.
Tell them again.
718-649-7653. Call my office, and we will direct you to those outlets where we can get those jobs from.
Okay, my last exit question here. Youth services budget. We got a lot of the kids outside, and we're not even going to call them all kids, but young people that's outside with nothing to do. How is this budget going to affect the youth services?
Well, this is an issue that's very important to us, and we have to figure in ways in which we can restore some of those monies so we can help some of the kids. I mean, we're in very fiscal, we're at a very difficult fiscal juncture in the state of New York. So pain has to be shared equally across the board, but especially those groups and those communities which are more vulnerable, we have to really make sure we shore up that infrastructure with an investment. So it's not going to be the money that we should be investing, but we're going to be putting some investment back in.
So money will be going into youth services.
Yeah.
Okay, I know you got to go, but I have to ask one more question. The schools. Can you tell the parents about how this cuts is going to affect their kids? Will they have train passes, bus passes? Will they have books?
Well, what we're trying to do right now, because of the difficult fiscal times, we're trying to make sure we put money back in the budget to deal with those passes for the fares, the train passes or the bus passes for our young people. And most of all, we invested money prior with respect to the Department of Education. I don't think it's the amount of money that we're investing. I think it's the accountability and making sure that the money that we're giving to them is being used and those resources are being put in place. I think that's what it is. That's what it's about, the accountability and the transparency that we push forth through the whole issue of mayoral control. And we need our parents to walk with us, to stand up with us, to make sure and hold City Hall accountable, the Department of Education.
Well, how does that work when a lot of our parents of color don't seem to make it to the PTA meetings nor the meetings that you might have or other elected officials have? We're not there, so how do you reach out to them in the 21st century?
By going on programs like yours and everybody else. Truth to power. Get out there. You know, I don't need all the parents to come, but as long as I got a committed group of individuals who's willing to put their time in, we can make tremendous advances and strides.
Okay, Senator, I know you have to leave.
Thank you, brother.
I thank you very much. This is Senator John Sampson for the 19th State Senate District here on The Spot.
Appreciate it.